When I first started planning for FIRE, I knew I had to get serious about how I budgeted. But what I didn't expect was how crucial this one key strategy would be to my success, figuring out exactly how much I needed to save, how to prioritize spending, and most importantly, what I should absolutely avoid. Stick with me, because I'm about to break down exactly how I budget around my FIRE timeline, and why most people get it wrong. You see, when people talk about FIRE, they usually focus on saving as much as possible and cutting out the lattes. But what's missing from most FIRE budgets is the real framework for financial freedom. I'm going to share how you can avoid a pitfall that many miss: oversaving. Yeah, I said it, oversaving. I'll explain that later, but first, let's dive into the core of my budget strategy. The first thing I did was calculate my FIRE number based on realistic life expenses. None of that ultra-frugal stuff. That means taking a detailed look at what I actually need to spend, from housing and healthcare to entertainment and travel. I also factored in inflation, because we all know how that hits. But here's the kicker. Once I had that number, I didn't just save it and stop thinking about it. I kept adjusting it every year to reflect life changes. Life gets unpredictable, so you want a budget that's flexible, not rigid. Now, if you're thinking that saving a giant chunk of your paycheck is the key, here's where most people go wrong. You don't have to sacrifice everything. Instead, I focus on what I call the big wins in my budget, things like housing and transportation. Cutting down on these high-cost areas while still allowing room for enjoyment has been the game changer. It's about balance, not extremes. For example, I didn't buy a house in an expensive city just because I could afford it. I rented an apartment in a lower-cost area. That gave me more money to invest, but also didn't lock me into a 30-year mortgage that could potentially derail my FIRE timeline if things changed unexpectedly. Another part of my FIRE budgeting that I've been careful about is my investment strategy. It's not enough to save. Investing the right way is where the magic happens. Most people have no clue how to make their money work for them efficiently. I focus on low-cost index funds and diversify within asset classes, not just throwing my money into a single fund and calling it a day. I've also been playing the long game with tax-advantaged accounts like IRAs and 401ks, essential for anyone who wants to retire early without running into huge tax bills later on. One thing I want to point out is that I'm not incentivized by affiliate links like most other videos you watch about FIRE. I'm here to share what worked for me and give you strategies that are clear of any hidden agendas. Everything I say is directly tied to what's actually helped me get closer to my FIRE goal. Let's talk about the side hustle approach I've taken. While most people think they need to solely focus on saving, I'm here to tell you that an extra source of income can seriously speed up your FIRE timeline. But here's the trick. Choose something you enjoy that also scales over time. Don't pick up a side hustle that'll burn you out. For me, it's been freelancing and creating digital products. It's been a consistent stream of income without demanding too much of my time. That extra cash gets reinvested. It's like having money working for you while you sleep. Now, I know you're probably wondering about that thing I mentioned earlier, oversaving. The truth is, people often overestimate how much they need to save to retire early. While it's important to have a cushion, oversaving means you might be putting too much money into things like retirement accounts, when it could be working for you in more aggressive investments, or even used for things that bring you happiness today. FIRE is about financial freedom, not just deprivation. If you take away anything from this, it's this. FIRE budgeting is not just about cutting expenses. It's about being strategic with how and where you invest, and how you plan your money for both the short and long term. So if you want to actually retire early and enjoy your life while doing it, start thinking beyond just cutting costs. Build a flexible, smart financial strategy. If you found this valuable, please consider subscribing. I don't have hidden incentives like affiliate links, just pure, actionable advice that's worked for me. Thanks for watching.